Today we're working on lunges. We have a yoga mat and no blocks today. We're gonna work on our lunges without blocks. So a little bit of balance work in here, but as always, if anything feels terrible, you don't have to do it. You're working with your own personal range of motion. So if I'm going deeper than what your body will allow, please don't push yourself into a stretch that won't be beneficial to your body. And always pay attention to your injuries if you have any, and try not to cause any new injuries, of course. And today I'll be going through different progressions of stuff too. So not everyone's hips are really open. My hips are pretty open for the most part. So if something is not working out for you, there's like step 1, step 2, step 3, and we'll be doing reps and breathing. And if you can only do one of those reps and breathing normal, then that's all you should do. So always pay attention to your own body. All right, so lunges, let's get going. There we are. All right. So today we're going to start in a kneeling position. If this is uncomfortable for you, you're welcome to sit somewhere, but we will be kneeling for a little bit. So find yourself in your comfortable kneeling position, relax your arms, and take 2 deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Without moving the rest of your body, start to move your head right and left. And keep the rest of your body still, breathing normal, checking in with your neck. And bring your head back to center. We're gonna rock our head ear to shoulder. Allow your head to fall heavy to each side. Notice if your head likes to tilt forward or backward when you do this. Make sure it's going directly to the side. Bringing your ear to your shoulder and not the other way around. And then stop your head center. On your next inhale, float arms chest in, chin up to the sky. And exhale, float everything back down, dropping your chin into your chest. And then keep breathing in this way, floating, lifting up your head. Exhale, let your head drop, but keep your spine straight. Every time you inhale, lift up out of your waist, grow tall. Keep that length. Exhale, let the limbs fall, head fall. One more. Bring your head back to center, relax the arms. Draw 2 circles with your chin all the way around. You can keep your jaw open or closed, whatever you like. And then reverse the direction of the circles. Remember, you can always go slower than I'm going, but try not to go faster. When you're done with all of that, bring your head back to center. Take a deep breath. And then flex your palms, spread your fingers, lift the shoulders, press it down. Breathe. Alternate right and left. Keep those fingers spread wide, flexing the palms. And then start to draw circles with your palms. Keep your arms straight. Breathe. Float your arms out to the side, like you're trying to reach toward your walls, kind of polishing them with your palm. And then float your arms up to the sky, right close by your ears. Push the ceiling away with your palms. Spread your fingers wider. They're going like this. And then reverse the direction of those circles. Keep pushing the ceiling away. Arms are close by the ears. Whew. Arms are getting warm. Bring your arms back up to the side. Polish those side walls again. Keep those fingers flexed toward your face. And then all the way down again. And maybe they go faster for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then extend your arms out and hug yourself, switching the arm that's on top each time. I had a class where all the students, when we did these, they would stop and they would say, I love you. I love you, body. So if that feels good for you today, give yourself a little reminder as you hug yourself. All right, and then bring your arms out to the side. We're gonna bring our hands to a fist, thumbs on the outside, and circle just the wrists all the way around, and breathe. Reverse your circle. There's Bee-Boo. And stopping here, relax your hands, draw circles with your shoulders all the way back. Breathe. Reverse your circles. And then fingertips to the shoulders, stir your elbows all the way around. Continue, breathe in. Reverse your circle. And then stopping here with the elbows out wide, keep your shoulders relaxed. Engage your abs and your glutes. Continue breathing, and we're gonna twist right and left. And then make your way back to your stop. Relax your arms down. Take a deep breath. All right, make sure that your knees are still underneath your hips. Mine have become a little bit wider, so I'm gonna walk them back underneath. And then I'm gonna show you back here, I'm gonna tuck the toes underneath. So both toes tucked underneath. And then if I'm sitting back on my heels here, I'm gonna squeeze my butt to press my hips forward so that my hips are nice and stretched. Maybe you pull your belly button deep toward your spine. Arms start down by your side. We're gonna take a deep breath in, floating the right arm up right beside your ear. Grow tall. Keep that length, exhale, lean directly over to the left, stacking the shoulders one on top of the other. So check out if you're doing one of these, make sure you're stacked. And then another deep breath in, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, floating that left hand down, maybe it touches the floor. Inhale back to center. Exhale, float the arm down and rest, deep breath. All right, still squeezing your glutes, hips pressed forward. Let's do our left arm. Float it up right beside the ear, grow tall. Keep that length, exhale, leaning directly over to the right, stacking the shoulders once again. Shoulders relaxed out of the ear. And then inhale, lengthen your spine even more. Exhale, find more depth. Maybe that right fingertips touch the floor. And then inhale back up. Exhale, float your arm down. You can relax those tops of the toes onto the floor there. Take 2 deep breaths. All right, we're going to set our hands onto the floor. Send your right leg out to the side with a flexed but straight leg. And then you're welcome to stay here if you don't have stability, but try to sit yourself up, making sure that left knee is right underneath your hip. And then again, squeeze your glutes to press your hips forward. Foot is flexed, arms are out for stability if you need them. We're gonna externally and internally rotate that leg from the hip. So really feel this coming from your hip. I like to take my upper body like this, but I'm gonna try to stay still with my upper body and feel it coming from your hip. If you want to put your right hand on that hip, you can feel what's going on. Weird. And just breathe through it. Try not to bend your knee, keep that quad engaged. And then stop with the foot flexed toward the sky, leg is externally rotated from your hip. We're gonna pick up an imaginary pencil with our toes and then let it go, articulating up and down. And again, if you don't have stability in this, you can totally have your hands down like this. Wherever you are, just breathe. Make sure you're able to breathe. Notice that that knee likes to bend. Keep that knee straight. And then stopping here, we're going to bring that leg back underneath us, bending the knee. Relax the arms. Take a deep breath. All right, let's do the other side. So now left leg's turn. If you need your hands, place them down and then extend that leg out, or try to do it with no hands. Then make sure that right leg is right underneath your hip. Keep that left leg flexed, engage the quad, arms out for stability if you like. Externally and internally rotate that leg from your hip. Again, try not to move your body like this. Keep your upper body straight, squeezing your glutes. Also, you'll notice if you squeeze your glute, you'll get more external rotation. Bonus. Don't forget to breathe. All right, let's stop with that flexed foot up to the sky. We're gonna articulate through the toes and going back up, like you're picking up a pencil and letting it go. Again, if you're having trouble balancing, you can totally be down like this. Wherever you are, just make sure you can breathe, engaging that quad muscle to keep that leg straight. One more. Excellent. And then pull that leg back however you can. Use your hands, whatever. And then take a rest. Deep breath. All right, we're going to try a mobility exercise where we get to a standing. So I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see what's going on. Legs are still underneath my hips. So there's several different progressions for this. Whatever you need to do those progressions. I'm gonna first step my right leg forward. Arms are out for stability. Boom. I make sure that that leg is right directly in line with my hip. Then I'm going to either press down to lift this leg up to tap, and then to lift, or go right straight up into that knee uplift. So I'm definitely gonna tap and back down. I sprained my foot a little while ago, so I still have a stability issue. So if you have that stability issue too, yours are gonna be like this: push, lift, tap, and down. Or if you can go straight up and down, there's 4. So relax the shoulders, use your breath. You're gonna inhale, exhale, push. Inhale that knee up, exhale down, all the way. And again, you can go slower than I'm going, but use your breath. Straightening that standing leg to lift that other knee. 2 more if you've got them. Make sure you're breathing. Relax your shoulders. Last one if you've got it. And then coming down all the way onto the knees, relax. Take a deep breath. All right, let's do that other side. Arms out. And this one might feel different. You might have some issues with foot, leg, ankle, anything like that. So pay attention. Take it slow. Step your left leg forward. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, come up. Inhale that knee up. Exhale it down. I'm gonna go through that again. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more. Last one, or as many as you can do. Woo, when you're done with all of that, relax, let it all go. Take 2 deep breaths. All right, we're gonna come into a primal squat, and they say you should practice the primal squat every day for 20 seconds. It resets your spine. It does some good stuff for your digestive system. So we're gonna try it for our 20 seconds. Puma is here to help. So we're gonna step a leg up, and then step another leg up. Make sure your legs are externally rotated from your hips and not your knees. And then come all the way down, bending the knees over your toes as wide as possible. Sitting your hips down in between. Then you can either have hands here if this is an issue for stability here, or if you're having a good time, bring your palms together and maybe your elbows press your knees away. Sitting your hips down in between, long spine, shoulders away from the ears. Breathe and stay for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep growing. 5, squeeze your glutes. 4, 3, 2, and then another for 10, 9, 8, breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, maybe you grow. 2, 1, and then place your palms onto the floor. Straighten out your feet and knees so they're facing the front. Relax your head and sway right and left and breathe. Just let your head go. No tension in your shoulders or neck. Like you're sweeping the floor with your head. And then stopping here in the center, slightly bend the knees. Keep your chin into your chest and roll up one vertebrae at a time until you're standing. And then come to the back of your mat, wherever that is for you. All right, legs will be again underneath your hips, directly underneath. Toes are facing forward, parallel position. We're gonna roll down through our spine. So start with a deep breath in. Exhale, chin falls into the chest. Roll yourself back down, all the way down to your forward bend. Hey, Puma. And then if you need to bend your knees to place your hands onto the floor, you can do that. We're gonna walk ourselves to our downward dog position. So hands to the opposite side of your mat. Fingers spread wide, arms glued beside your head. Lift and lower your heels one at a time, right and left. Shifting your hips side to side, but at the same time, stretching them up to the sky. Don't forget to breathe. And then stopping here to lift both heels at the same time. Try to keep your knees straight. Also breathe. All right, stop here, reach the heels down, push the floor away to stretch your hips up. Take a deep breath. All right, soften your knees to lower them to the floor. Bring the tops of your toes to the floor and then bring them together. Sink your hips onto your heels and stretch the arms out in front. Relax for a child's pose. 2 deep breaths. All right, then energize your palms again. We're gonna float ourselves up to a hands and knees position. And then bring your legs back to parallel behind you. Tuck your toes under. Take a deep breath in and exhale your way back to downward dog. When you get there, take a deep breath. All right, we're gonna stretch the right leg directly behind us with a straight leg and a pointed toe. Careful not to lift that hip up. You wanna keep the 2 hips in line. So squeeze your glute and pulse your leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pull the knee into your nose and then set the foot down somewhere. Maybe it's in between your hands, maybe it's not. And then try to get your balance. Your 2 hips are in line. You're gonna come all the way up to a high lunge. So in your high lunge, take care that you might be like this. When you bend your knee, just make sure you're not going past the toes here. So if that's going to happen, you're just gonna do a little hoppy-doo, boop, and a hoppy-doo, boop, until you've got that position. Check out your back leg. Make sure it's straight. You're sending energy out through that heel. And then finally, left glute. Squeeze to press your left hip forward. Arms are either out like this or like this. You can either stay here and breathe, or we're gonna bend and straighten this front knee for 4, 3, keep pulling your belly button deep toward your spine. 2, 1. And then we're gonna stay down and pulse for 4. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1. And then straightening both legs if you can. And hopping this right leg back for 1, 2, 3. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then relax. Take a deep breath. Whoa. All right, let's roll back down through our spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, chin falls into your chest. Roll yourself down 1 vertebrae at a time. Let your arms go. Place your hands back onto the floor however you can, and then walk your hands back to the other side of your mat for downward dog. When you get there, take a deep breath. All right, it's our left leg stern. Here we go. Stretch it back, straight leg, pointed toe. Again, pull your belly button deep toward your spine. Don't lift that left hip up. Keep it in line with that right one. Squeeze your left glute and pulse your leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then pull the knee into your nose. Ooh, I kicked the wall. And then try to step the foot down somewhere. Maybe it's in between your hands, maybe not. And then keep your 2 hips in line. You can walk yourself up. You can come up in a valiant stallion way. But keep that right glute. So this might be happening. If it does, squeeze your right glute. Both legs should be parallel in line with your hips. Check out your knee. Make sure it's not going to bend over your toes. Arms could be out or here. Here we go. Keep your back leg straight. Energy shooting out. Let's go down. Or sorry, bend and straighten that front leg for 4. And straighten. 3. Make sure you can breathe. 2, if you only have 1, that's cool. Last one. And then we stay down and pulse. Squeeze your right glute for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then try to straighten both legs. Woo. And then we're going to hop this left leg back for 3. Ba, ba, ba. Relax. Take a deep breath. All right, let's roll back down. Start with your deep breath in. Exhale, chin falls in your chest. Arms just dangling, no tension anywhere. When you get to your max, you can bend your knees to place your hands back onto the floor. We're gonna go back to that downward dog. When you get there, take a deep breath. Take another deep breath in. Use your exhale to send your body forward, finding a plank pose. Arms under your shoulders. Make sure your fingers are spread wide. And then if your booty's up like this, make sure you squeeze your glutes, pressing your hips forward, belly button to spine. Stay for a deep breath. All right, then we're gonna take this right leg underneath our body, across to the left with a straight leg. Then, if that has worked out for you, keep your right hand pressed down into the floor, lift your left arm up, and open your left arm up to the sky. Look up and breathe for 2 deep breaths. Float your left hand down, step your right foot back to your plank, and then left leg stern, send it underneath your body, across to the right with that flexed foot. Then right arm up, look up, breathe. Every inhale, you grow taller. Every exhale, maybe you twist. Drive that heel down into the floor. And then float your right arm back. Woo, step this left foot back. And then drop your knees to the floor. Toes on the floor. Toes together and you got it. Let's take a child's pose. Let that go. 2 deep breaths. All right, then back to hands and knees we go. And then bring your legs back to parallel. And we're gonna walk our arms forward. Squeeze your butt, press your hips down, and then tuck your toes under. Take a deep breath in, and we're going back into that plank. Exhale your hips up. Woo! Stay for a deep breath. All right, we're gonna take this right leg, bend the knee into the ear, and we're gonna place the foot right beside this right hand. Nice long lunge. So take your time. It might take a little bit to get into it. But once you've got it, you're gonna try to straighten that left leg and feel your left glute pressing your hip down into the floor. If this feels good, you're gonna lower yourself down to forearms, but we're just gonna stay and breathe. Squeezing our left glute for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then if you're on your forearms, come back to palms. And then bring that right leg back to your plank. Lower your knees down, tops of the toes on the floor. Come to a child's pose and rest. 2 deep breaths. All right, back to hands and knees we go. Fingers spread wide, legs parallel. Here we go. Press your hips forward, walking your hands forward. Finding your plank pose once again, tucking the toes under, deep breath in. Exhale, plank. One more deep breath when you get there. Send that energy out through those heels. And then left leg's turn. We're gonna bend the knee into the ear and step that foot beside your left hand. And take your time, there's no rush. Make sure that that front leg ends 90 degrees bent. Your knee's not going past your toes. And this time your right glute, right hip squeezes down into the floor. If this feels good, you can stay here or try forearms. Forearms. Try your forearms. And then pressing the right hip down, stay and breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're on your forearms, come back to palms. And then step this left leg back to your plank. Lower your knees down, tops of the toes rest. Bring those toes together. Sink your hips onto your heels. Relax. 2 deep breaths. Use an inhale to roll through your spine. Coming onto your knees, bringing your head up last, and then come all the way up onto the knees. We're gonna make sure that our knees are directly underneath the hips and that our toes are parallel behind us. Point your toes. And this is another one with breathing, and you're just gonna go at your own speed. And again, if you can only do one, but we're gonna try for 4. So you're gonna keep your hips stable. So squeeze your glutes, press your hips forward, arms out for stability. We are going to bend the right knee up. Lift the knee up on an inhale. And on your exhale, you're gonna send that leg back. Ooh, right into the wall. Send the leg back. Keep your 2 hips in line because this leg is going back in. So inhale as it reaches. Exhale, pull it in. Notice I'm here, dragging it in. And then I stabilize and then I inhale again. Exhale, sends it back. Inhale. Exhale does the work. So we've got 2 more, or as many as you can do, up to 4. Use your breath. Remember, squeeze your left glute, press that left hip forward. Inhale the knee up. Exhale, sends it back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale does the work. Woo! Last one, maybe you've got more. Keep going, inhale. Once you're done with that last one, you can lower that knee to the floor, bring your toes together, sink your hips onto your heels, and take a child's pose. And no worries if you didn't do all 4. Those are really hard, so just do as many as you can, and then give yourself a good break. All right, we must balance ourselves out, roll up through your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. Back to those knees we go, all the way up. Knees are still underneath hips. Our feet are parallel behind us. It's our left leg's turn, left leg star of the show. You got this. All right, so this time we're squeezing our right glutes to stabilize that right hip, to keep that hip from going wee. 2 hips should stay in line the whole time. The back leg is parallel, pressing that shin down into the floor, arms out for stability. Use your breath. Remember, there's 4. This hip might feel a little bit different, so be patient with your body. Inhale the knee up. Exhale the leg back. Notice I had to lift my hip. That's okay. Just try to get it through. Inhale to reach. Exhale, it slides back up. Inhale, lift. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, work. Inhale, reach. Exhale, work. Woo! 2 more, or just keep going at your own speed. Again, be patient with your body. Check in. Notice what muscles are working, what ones aren't. And last one. When you're done with your last one, or as many as you can do, you can lower that knee down and rest in your child's pose. Let that go for 2 deep breaths. All right, let's roll back up through our spine. Keep your hips onto your heels as much as you can. Head comes up last. All right, let's find a seated position. Let me get rid of this prompt here. So a seated position with the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall up to the side. Sit up tall and rock your body right and left and breathe. Oh, the creaky floor. Notice if your shoulders are into your ears. Try to stretch your neck long. And then start to turn this into a circular motion, but lead with your chest. So no rounding like this. You're going to try to put your chin into your computer or whatever you're watching me on. And then reverse your circles. Whew. Excellent. And then stopping here. Give yourself a relax. Take a deep breath. All right, we're going to do one more thing right and left. And this one, again, has progressions, and you're only going to do as much as your personal body allows. So we're going to keep our right leg bent. We're going to extend the left leg out to the side. And this will be to our widest straddle here. So widest straddle, pulling this one in. If you don't need your hands, you don't need your hands. But I'll show you what it looks like first. You are going to lift yourself up. Let me see if I can do it with no hands. Lift yourself up onto your right hip. I can't do it. Coming all the way to the corner, pressing that left hip to the floor, straightening yourself out in parallel. Then if this is good, you're gonna bend that knee, making sure that foot's going toward the sky. Sometimes it goes like that or that. That means your leg's not parallel, must go toward the sky. Lowering it back down, and then lowering that hip to the floor. And there's 4 of those. So if this is all you got, squeeze and lower for 4. That's good. If this is what you got, squeeze and lower for 4. That's cool. Or you can go all the way, bend and down. And if you've got all that, again, try it with no arms. So I'm going to do my 4. Feel free to go with me, flow with it, use your breath. Take your time. Squeezing that left hip into the floor, bending the knee as much as you can, and then lowering yourself back down. 1. Also, this might be happening. That's totally fine. You might not have a lot of bend in your knee or range of motion in your knee. That's fine. Then you're just going to stay and try to balance here and then coming back down. We'll do 2 more. Squeeze. Take moments in it. Feel what's happening to your body. You'll notice that as you go, your range of motion should increase. It also might not, so just be patient again with your body. This is the last one. And then when you're done, bring that leg in and rest. Take a deep breath. All right, let's do that other side. So now right leg out as far as you can go in that straddle. Make sure you've got that leg straight, and then this leg in as much as you can. And then this time we're lifting that right hip off the floor. So use your hands if you need to, all the way up. You might notice this hip is different, but make sure you come to a space where you can press that right hip down into the floor. Bend that leg. Remember, if it goes off to the side, that means it's not parallel. Squeeze your right glute, pressing it down, floating yourself back down. Use your breath. Maybe you think of it as a dance, using your muscles in order. You notice my hip is a little more tight on this side, so I don't have as much range of motion on here, but everyone's like that. You might notice that about yourself too. Bodies are weird. Squeeze. Lowering it back down. I've got one more. Maybe you do too. Let's do it together. Ooh, and then come all the way back down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Relax. Take 2 deep breaths. All right, then we're gonna bring the soles of our feet to the floor, but pretty wide. Bring your hands behind you with your palms in toward you and your fingers out to the back. And then one at a time, fold the knees toward the midline of your body, right and left. And again, take this slowly. Squeeze your glute to press that hip down into the floor. Breathe. And then stopping here, we're gonna bring the feet closer, so about hip distance, and then scoot your butt toward your feet. Stretch your chest up to the sky, long neck, shoulders away from the ears, and then one at a time, bend and straighten the elbows behind you, circling your chest around. And breathe. And then reverse the direction of your circles, bending and straightening the opposite elbows. And then stopping here, we're going to extend the legs straight into a pike. So you can see. And we'll end with a little bit of a twist here. So keep your right leg bent. We're going to take this left leg, bend it, place it over on the other side of this right leg. And then this might be enough for you, might be enough twist, but if you're feeling good, bring your left hand down, float your right arm up right beside your ear. On your exhale, cross it on top of this leg. And then inhale to lengthen again. On this exhale, you're gonna look over your left shoulder. And then your left hand can reach back behind you. So make sure you take your head and your neck with you. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to wring yourself out. Use your next exhale to come back to center. And then switch up your legs. So now our left leg is forward, right leg gets bent on top. Make sure you're sitting on top of both sits bones. And again, this might be enough for you. It might feel like a totally intense stretch right here, but if you're feeling good, we're gonna twist with it. So this time, right hand onto the floor, left arm, inhale, up. Exhale, it crosses in front of this knee. Then inhale, lengthen even more. Exhale, twist to look over your right shoulder. This right hand goes reaching back behind you. Take 2 more deep breaths. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Make sure you take your nose with you. And then use an exhale to untwist yourself back to center. And then float that leg down. You could shake out your legs. And that's all I have for you today. If you'd like, you can take a nice relaxation on your back, allowing your limbs to just fall wherever they like. Or if you're using this as your warm-up, you are ready to do whatever you need to do today. I hope your hips and your legs feel really stretched. We have a few minutes if anybody has any questions. I'd be happy to answer. Oh, we have less than a minute. Quick with the questions. Well, if no one has any questions, I guess I hope everyone stays healthy over the weekend, and I'll be back on Monday with another free 30-minute flex class for you guys. So have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for stretching with me. Stay healthy.